How high can Bitcoin go? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday. We're going to take a look at the charts, take a look at some targets, take a look at some key areas to watch. First, we're going to look at Bitcoin or Litecoin, and then we're going to look at Bitcoin. I do want to remind you guys, leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the video. That also gets you entered to win a free t-shirt, as every Sunday we pick a random comment from a random video throughout the week and pick a winner, and then you pick a t-shirt of your choice. So definitely don't forget to do that. Also, I want to remind you guys, there's some links in the description below the video. Click the description, and there's a free Discord link to our Discord community, and a lot of great people in there. We help each other out with trading and other crypto stuff. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. Also, there's more links down there too. There's an ABRA link down there you can use. Those really help the channel out when you use them, guys. The ABRA link, if you deposit $100, they give you a free $25 worth of Bitcoin. There's also a Coinbase one there that'll give you a free $10 worth of Bitcoin. Ledger there. Keep your crypto safe, guys. Get it off the exchange. Get yourself a wallet. There is a link to Ledger down there, and it's official Ledger, so you don't have to worry about like when you buy it on Amazon and they've been hacked or whatever. So definitely make sure you check that stuff out, guys. Also, another thing I want to know is who's all watching the channel. So leave in your comment in the comment section down below and let me know where you're from. I'm interested to see where everybody's coming from watching this. So with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, guys, as always, want to start by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. With that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. It's free. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And then if you take the notification bell, you'll get notified when I post new videos. That way you don't miss out on anything. Also, smash those likes. You see the little thumb down there. Click the thumb, and that helps the channel out more than you know, guys. Also, leave your comments. Let me know what you think, and share the video. If you know anybody into crypto or want to introduce someone, share the video with them, and yeah, go from there. So I'm going to start out by looking at Litecoin in the daily. And we've been looking at this as a cup and a handle forming, which it still looks like the handle's forming here. The neckline is around $100. So I believe if we break that, my target off that is $179. Obviously, there's some more targets, we need to hit before we get there, but we'll take a look at that in a second. We're going to go into the daily RSI, and this is the resistance line on the top of this rising channel, is support line, which we broke through here, which was kind of like a bear trap. We still have plenty of room to move up, guys. I want to go into the 4-hour, and as you can see, I had this falling wedge drawn here, which we broke out of right here. Then we came up into this falling channel, which we broke out of here. Now we're right in this area. I do believe we might have one more touchdown here, and we'll take a look at that in a price action before continuing on up. But we do need to watch, guys. If we do break down below this, then the bearish scenario comes in effect. I am still bullish here for Litecoin and Bitcoin, and we're going to take a look at the targets. First, we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario. We have to be prepared for that, obviously, because it is the market, and nobody knows for sure what it's going to do. Even though I'm bullish and I believe we're going up to the higher targets, we're still going to look at what the possibilities are. And looking at Litecoin in the 4-hour chart, if we look here, if you look at these blue lines I have drawn here, this looks like a rising broadening wedge, which usually break down. But as bullish as everything's been, I am not so sure that's going to happen. But we will look at it anyway. My target to the bottom of that is right here around the 77.50 range if we do come back down here. And the measured move off of that, if we go down below that, would be right back down to the same one I've had here forever, is that $50 to $51 range, guys. That's my bearish scenario. I don't see us ever going much lower than that if we even go down there. But that is my worst case scenario. Now let's look at the more bullish targets that I'm looking at. And So this one, obviously we hit this 96 I had here. I got it out of the way to clean up the chart a little bit. And if we were to break up, well, I still have this measured move here, the 116, and that's measuring this here, right here, as a flagpole, and then this is a bull flag, and the measured move to that is 116. Now, looking at this rising broadening wedge, if we were to break up out of the rising broadening wedge, I have another target here at about 129 to 130, which would also match up with this long-term trend line I have here. So it does make sense that we could possibly hit that. But these are the targets I'm looking towards, guys. Like I said, we could drop down to the $77 range, and I wouldn't be too worried about that unless we broke down past this $77.50 range. If we do, then we're obviously looking towards the $50 to $51 range. But like I said, I'm still bullish here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, see what's going on with Bitcoin. All right, so I have this cup and handle drawn here. And, well, I don't have it drawn here. I've been looking at it. Looks like it formed. And the measured move off that would have been the $82 range, which we have hit, guys. As you can see, I do have a higher target. We're going to take a look at that in a second. But yeah, everything's looking good. Still looking very bullish. This is definitely a parabolic move, and we will have a correction at some point. But I believe, you know, we may have a small correction today or over the next couple days, but I do believe this is going to be, there's going to be a bigger correction after this. But I think it's very possible that this becomes our new support line. So as this moves up, that's less, you know, less that the correction is going to be. Let's look into the daily RSI and see what's going on there. It looks just like, pretty much like the Litecoin one. We have this top resistance line, the bottom support line, which we had a little bear trap here. Still have room to move up, guys. Another push up. That's why I believe that we get to the $96 range, but I do see another little possible correction here first. We're going to take a look at the 4-hour, see what that's looking like. And the 4-hour RSI, obviously we have a rising wedge here. We could turn around here and go straight up from here, or come back down and do another touch, kind of like we did over here. So definitely we got to keep an eye on this, guys. Let's look into the price action real quick and see what's going on, and then we'll take a look at the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart. All right, so what I'm looking at here is a possibility. Got this rising channel here, and I got some. First off, we'll go with the bearish. I do want to show you guys this. The worst case scenario in my mind is $4,600 to $4,700 range. Very worst case scenario. I don't see it happening, but I do want to put that out there. I do believe the bottom's in, so we don't have to worry about that. But in the worst case scenario, $4,600, $4,700 range would be if we had a massive correction at some point here. But like I said, I'm not leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards a bearish scenario. Let's look in the more recent now, or what's going on now. So I have this rising channel drawn here. Now we could come back down to test the bottom of this channel, which is gonna bring us probably around the $7,400 to $7,500 range, and I will put a target in that area so we can keep an eye on it over the next day or so. So yeah, around the 74, like I said, $7,400 to $7,500 range. Now, if we were to break down past that, guys, I would do a measured move off of this channel. Take a measured move of the channel and move it down here. And that brings me down to around the $6,500 to $6,600 range. I do believe if we do break down through there and hit here, we're going to get a nice move up. So keep in mind that is possible, guys, but I believe that this $74 to $75 area will hold. But if not, then we're looking towards the $65 to $66 area. Now, the next target I had up here is that 96.65. And to show you how I got that, I don't know what happened. Oh, here we go. Zoom out a little bit so you can see it. All right, if we look at these two, this line here and this line here, we had like a rising broadening wedge, and the measured move out of that would be this. I'm sorry. All right, would be this right here. This would be the measured move where we broke out of that. And if we brought it up to the top, that gets us up to that $9,600 range. $9,650, $9,600 range. That's where it gets us. And then if we take a look at this rising wedge, let's show you guys how I get these targets and why, so you understand what I'm seeing here. So this is another measured move off of this channel. That's the width of that channel. If we were to break out up in this area somewhere, that gets us around the same spot, the $9,500, $9,600 range. So I'm definitely looking towards that, guys. But like I said, we could correct down to the $7,400 to $7,500 area and then continue up from there. So keep an eye on that. Like I said, if that 7,400 area breaks, we're probably looking at the 65 to 6,600 range. Now I'm going to look into my favorite charts. This is the Bitcoin on the daily, and we have a line drawn off of every peak here to where it broke down, and we'll zoom in a bit here and see what's going on here. So I do want to click over. Now I'm going to click over to the gold weekly chart and look at the resemblance. It's playing out almost identical. You guys can see that. Nice rounded bottom. This here, I totally believe that the hyperwave is clickbait bullshit, guys. It's not. It's a horrible theory. It didn't work in the 80s in the traditional market, and it's not going to work now. They never look at this chart and explain why hyperwave didn't work here. If it was, you know, this looks exactly like Bitcoin. If it was a hyperwave, or so-called hyperwave, which, like I said, I think it's a bullshit theory, this would have went back down to the $50 range. Never happened. Never had a capitulation candle. Just a nice, this was the capitulation here, and then we had a nice rounded bottom. Same thing we're getting in Bitcoin. And as you can see, what happened here, huge rise, and right around in here, March 2003, gold ETF was approved. They say the ETF won't do anything. That's obviously bullshit too, because look what happened after they approved the ETF for gold. So just wanted to put that out there. Definitely expect some huge news. I know BACT was pretty big, but I think there's bigger news coming, guys. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And like I said, I'll zoom in a little bit so we can look for a capitulation candle in this. And they're not talking about that capitulation candle as much. Kind of funny. And every time they talk about the hyperwave, before it was, oh, we could get to 4,000, but then we're going down to, you know, sub 3,000. We're going down to 1,000. We get up to 4,000, then they say, oh, we can get to 5,000, and then go down. We get to 5,000, blow through it, then 6,000. Now he's saying it's still possible if we hit 10,000, then we could still go to 1,000. Quit believing that shit, guys. If you have been believing it, you already lost. You lost out big time. I would quit following people that do say that crap. There's another guy that's still saying, you know, he thinks we're going sub 3,000, or now we need a 40% correction. Guys, I do not know why people follow them when they totally screwed them this year. So anyways, done with that rant. Let's zoom in here now and look at the Bitcoin. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to point out, 2 touches on this bottom trend line for gold. And we zoom in a little bit to Bitcoin. 2 touches on that bottom trend line, same thing. No big capitulation candle needed. Nice rounded bottom. Each time we hit one of these lines I drawn from the peaks to the breakdown at 6,000, acted as resistance and then support, resistance and support, all the way up. Now, like I said, I do have worst case scenarios in here. This obviously matches up with that 6,500, 6,550 if we come back down to retest this line, which is possible, guys. So keep that in mind. Also, you know, if we were to break this one, break this support and come down here, we're looking at the 52. Actually, going to be a little bit lower than that now. you know, $5,100 range. And then worst case scenario down here to the, like I said, $4,600 range. But I don't see it happening, guys. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, I believe, you know, this will hold right here if we do come back down to test it. I do want to show you in the RSI now real quick. We'll start out with the weekly, why I really believe the bottom's in. And looking over here, this is the 2013 bull run, and then followed by the bear market. This is the 2017 bull market, followed by the bear market. I drew these trend lines down. 2 points of resistance, and then we broke through, never looked back. Same here in the 2018 bear market. 2 points of resistance, broke through. We're not looking back. We're obviously in the oversold here, but if you look back here, you know, we can stay in that forever and just run, and that could be our bull run. And I do believe this is the bull run, guys, that we're in. Stick around too. I'm gonna look at the monthly real quick and show you what I have drawn in here. Obviously, this is the monthly. I had these two arcs, and I've been saying that this arc here, I believe, is going to be a lot quicker than this one was over here. So keep that in mind. And I do want to give you my target for the end of the year. And let's take a look at that now and see what we might be looking at. Oh, dang it. All right, target for the end of the year. My target for the end of this year, guys, is 46,000, possibly a little above. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to zoom in and show you why. If my chart ever decides to load. I don't know why it's lagging so bad today, but whatever. All right, so if we look here at the Bitcoin daily chart, you can see this yellow line I have drawn up here. If we pull up the gold chart, I have the same yellow line. Obviously, I have to zoom back out to how gold's run was there. And as you can see, we line them up and go back to the gold one. We're looking at the 46.6 range. I do believe we'll probably hit that before the end of the year, guys. So if you like the channel, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes. Leave your comments, guys. Let me know what you think. And I'm out of here. See you tomorrow.